And now for something completely different. Hey, cuties. I don't know if any of you have been playing Dispatch. Dispatch is a new game that is really just an animated show with moments of gameplay, but I've been enjoying it. And the gameplay that is in the game is this sort of like strategy game where you are sending out your heroes, dispatching them throughout the city to deal with threats. The heroes have characteristics, and you're trying to match those characteristics up with, what the mission requires. And I'd been messing around in Figma just as an exercise and trying to see if I could build a game using Figma. I was just kind of using Dispatch as like a framework for learning. And of course, I adapted it to be City of Heroes. So this is what I have so far. It is very crude, and it's that much of a game. It's also very easy. So you've got events popping up around the city. They have threat levels. So here is a threat level 4. So we have, like a description. The words are sort of color coded to give you an indication of what stats you're trying to match. And again, just ripping off the stats that are used in Dispatch, but I, expanded them a bit. Notably is caution, and that's just sort of like how careful is the hero to avoid collateral damage. And so, the way it works is you would read this and you would try to suss out which stats you need to cover, and then you can assign up to 4 heroes. In Dispatch, it kind of varies from mission to mission. And as you add heroes, their stats sort of multiply each other. Right now, it's way too strong. So, like, if I add, let's see, I need some offense, some defense. I kind of need a little bit of everything. I need to be careful, so I probably need caution. And all these are level 1 heroes, so they're not very strong in any area. But if you combine, a bunch of them, they add up, but they add up too powerfully. So, that's an adjustment that would have to be made later. Right now, it's not really important. Just getting this stupid thing working was enough of a challenge. We're just going to go with the 3, and hopefully we'll get a bad roll and the mission will fail. But we'll see. So we're going to deploy the heroes. We got a nice little timer. And when this completes, and as you can see, other missions will pop up. The game does pause when you open up any sort of pop-up window. But now we can see the results. It was a success. So the idea is that this whole red area represents the potential threat, but then the purple indicates what the actual threat was. And the goal is to cover that area entirely with your team. Right now, for reasons that I don't quite know yet, the purple area is always very small. And that's why I say, like, it's way too easy, because I've never seen it extend out to here. So just, 1 or 2 heroes is usually enough to cover whatever shape this takes. But we won. We get 100 experience for each hero. And when we hit continue, we get a cute little animation, and they get some experience. Of course, if I'm mimicking City of Heroes, those pips are going the wrong way, I guess. But that doesn't matter. So we've got another 4. I'm just going to grab random heroes. It doesn't matter. I'll grab... Well, you know what? Why don't we do a failed mission? So I'll grab 1. So we'll throw Miss Ultimate to the wolves. Deploy heroes. And hopefully we'll get a failure. Now, the way I set this up so that you still get experience when the mission fails. Okay, so yeah, the hero only covered that area, but the actual threat was considerably bigger. So we failed. I will still get a little bit of experience. There is actually, let's get some of these heroes that already have experience. Mission success. Yeah, so every successful mission you get 3. Every failed mission you get 1. I have not implemented things like injuries or needing rest or travel time or anything like that. So again, I'm just going to keep stacking these heroes because it really doesn't matter. They will almost certainly win. I do have the missions expiring after a certain amount of time. And one thought that I had was, so here's a level up. And I can click this, and this looks really shitty right now, but I'll work on it. You basically just select an attribute to increase. So, and I have not done much work on making this function better. So let's see, it's Bride of the Hamadan. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick offense. And we'll do intelligence. We'll do another offense too. It's hard to tell. It looks like it did increase it, but I'm not entirely sure. So I need to figure out if that is actually working as intended. But yeah, it's kind of fun. And they all went up a level. So that's cute. And I maxed it out at 50 levels. Some other thoughts that I had were, if missions expire while they're on the map, maybe you could have like a meter that represents, I don't know, like distress in the city, and you lose if, the distress fills all the way up, or there could be a collateral damage meter. We do have these tier 0 ones, and I set them up so that it would just always be like really low danger, low risk things. So this is like cat stuck in a tree. I think I also have, go deliver a speech. Another thought that I have is like public favor. How well is your superhero team seen by the public? And so like kind of managing those meters, destruction in the city, public perception, and I don't know, chaos. Those could be the things that you're sort of working to manage. So I guess it's kind of like XCOM now that I think about it. Another thing that I would like to begin adding is just adding things like origin. So like if you have an event that is magical in nature, like someone has opened a portal to hell, you would want to send a magical character, adding unique powers that you could unlock as you level up. Stuff like that. Really, all of this was just like an experiment in seeing how far I could get using Figma to create a game. It turns out a lot farther than I actually would be able to on my own. So, yeah, it's been kind of fun seeing this like come to life. The other thought that I had, and this is, I don't know, this is kind of crazy, but like, I feel like you could build a character builder in Figma for City of Heroes. And as much as I love mids, and it has been such a wonderful asset for the City of Heroes community, it's also an application that you have to install on your Windows PC. And not everyone's on Windows. I have both a PC and a Mac. I use both. I have just always wanted a character builder that is web-based. And considering that all of this came together in a single day with me knowing virtually nothing about programming, with Figma, if you can describe what you want to make, you can pretty much make it. And this seems like it would be perfectly suited for something like a character builder. I don't know if I'm going to pursue it, or maybe someone else can take up that torch. Yeah, I think I want to keep like noodling around with this idea. I don't know that I want to keep ripping off Dispatch, I like this idea of like the web graphs or the spider graphs or the radar graphs or whatever you want to call them. I like that it gives you like a visual representation rather than just like comparing numbers. And, you know, like I like the way that this works. I don't like how the window's jumping around, but that can be fixed. Where like adding up heroes like multiplies their effect. But I think that I would like to come up with a more unique, I don't know, system than like this web graph. Not unique, but like just different than what uh than what Dispatch is doing. I went with what Dispatch is doing again, just as like a framework for learning. So I didn't have to spend time thinking of the design. The design is already done. I just have to implement it. So, but yeah, I just thought this was kind of neat. Anyone else who is playing City of Heroes who is also playing Dispatch has probably merged those two ideas together in their head and was secretly wishing that they could have something like that. So, you know, it's possible. It can be done. But that's it. That's all I have. Just something that I wanted to share because I thought it was neat. So I will see you soon. Bye.